Hi, happy Thursday. I hope you have been having a beautiful and blessed week. So far, it's been very gloomy here in the DMV area, but nevertheless, it is the fall season, so it's kind of expected in a way. Um, but today, I just wanted to just briefly discuss the topic of forming healthy boundaries. Um, and this is a topic that has been on my mind for a few weeks now. Uh, so, what are boundaries? Boundaries, in my eyes, is a place where you are and where you end. An analogy that I can give when it comes to boundaries is our skin. Your skin is like a fence. And just like a fence, it keeps the bad and toxic things away. And it keeps the good stuff in from falling out. Boundaries is really about what you bring into your life. Boundaries are really important because you can see what you're bringing into your life. Too many people in our society are really stepping over the fence. And we see it all the time, especially within the youth, where they do things that they really don't want to do or just really isn't good for them. And this is mainly because they have no boundaries in place, or it's just all over the place. In our society, if you really look at it, you will notice that people always seem to be stressed, anxious, and upset all the time. And I noticed this really pretty much when I moved out here in the East Coast, because out there in California, and I really think it has a lot to do, with the sun and the weather, because I do believe that the weather does have some sort of an impact on your, I wouldn't say personality, but more so like your day-to-day character and how you feel, and really your outlook in life, because everybody in California is really reserved and pretty much reserved and laid back, and I think it has a lot to do with the weather. But if you see people who step out, of California and, move out to the East Coast, you'll see it's more of a fast-paced, always in a rush, not too friendly type of environment. Um, so that, and then you'll find people that also take, all types of prescription medications for many different reasons. And really believe it has a lot to do with the lack of structure, values, and healthy boundaries. And so, why is it important to create healthy boundaries? Because everything that comes into your life may not be good for us. Creating and forming healthy boundaries doesn't mean that it has to be in the physical form, but it can also be in the emotional and mental form as well. Because you're deciding whether certain people or environment really have access to your presence, to your mind, and to your heart. And that's really serious and important. It's also important to remember that there is a difference between healthy boundaries and walls. Some people will put up a wall instead of setting healthy boundaries. When you put a wall up instead of setting healthy boundaries, it could really affect you because you're completely putting off or shutting down. And that's just not where you need to be. But when you set healthy boundaries, you want to somewhat protect yourself and be surrounded by healthy minded and positive people and environments. If you build walls, it really leaves no room for healthy relationships because it just completely closes it off. And when you form healthy relationships, you're open to deep, meaningful, and respectable environments. Setting boundaries is really an ongoing process. It's something that we go through all throughout our lives. It's not just children or teenagers, but it's early adults. It's adults in general. They could be in their 30s, in their 40s, and in their 50s plus. An analogy that I can give are braces or Invisalign. As an adult, I got Invisalign. I really wanted perfect, straight teeth. My teeth have pretty much been okay, but I just really wanted it to be perfectly straight. And with Invisalign, it's really a great alternative than traditional braces because with Invisalign, it's clear and it's removable. But you also have to maintain a daily routine. When I first started the procedure, I had to apply that boundary on my teeth, which slowly moved it to be completely straight. And when the procedure was complete, it really wasn't complete because you have to wear retainers each and every night when you go to sleep. Or else what happens? They get right back to its original state. And so our lives are really the same way. We can have healthy boundaries, but if you don't retain those boundaries, then you'll notice that things will come right back out of balance all over again. If you feel that your life may need a bit of adjustment or structure, here are some ways that I feel will help you maintain healthy boundaries within your life. God's message. As you read the Bible, you will notice how God teaches us really the importance of establishing healthy boundaries and choices. He guides us in unique ways that keep us really in God's safe space. We learn what we should and what we shouldn't do. The boundaries that He has really set for us is so that we can have a better life. And all of His word and guidance is really exists to uplift and to guide us. Take notice. Let's say that you are a parent. You may be so occupied with time that you don't even notice it. When putting the kids to sleep, this could be a really good time for you to apply a healthy boundary where you can pray, spend quality time with your spouse, write in your journal, read. Another example are toxic friends. You owe it to yourself to have some sort of a distance between you and toxic environments. And you have to remember that when you do set boundaries, it doesn't always mean that everyone is going to be happy with it or everyone is going to enjoy it. They could find it to be silly, funny, or they may even be upset with you. But it's really and truly the foundation of happy, healthy, and a clear path in life. Um, Sleeping early, going to sleep early. Let's say that you are not getting enough sleep, where you are overworking. Sleep early. I know for me, when it comes to uh, bedtime, I have boundaries, and it really comes very naturally to me. And doing what I do and how I do with the energy that I do it with is really because I have a set bedtime. I work in an environment that really requires a lot of analyzing and critical thinking. And so having a regular and healthy bedtime is really a part of me being able to do a good job. Um, Forming boundaries and healthy ones at that. This could also mean your work tasks. I remember when I was, working for Western Union, I would go to work and bring homework. And I came to the realization that I really needed to set a healthy boundary because it was just becoming a daily routine for me. And so it started first as no checking work emails at home or on the weekends. When I left the office, I left it there, and that was it. Um, make healthy decision. Make a healthy decision that you are going to get your life in order. And this is really going to require some form of discipline. And I really do believe that discipline and boundaries go hand in hand. Boundaries without discipline is one that is filled with carelessness and just out of order. Because you can always walk away from situations or environments, but it really has to come from you or come from you. And that's going to require some form of discipline. We all need healthy boundaries. When you don't set healthy boundaries in areas that you know you should, then it's just going to be happening over and over again. And then it doesn't just become a problem, but it becomes a pattern. And once a pattern begins to form, it can be so much more difficult to recognize and apply healthy boundaries. And so I encourage you to establish healthy boundaries in your life, because it's really the one thing that would lead you to live your true path, moments, desires, needs, and feelings. And I hope you have a beautiful fall, autumn weekend ahead.